Hey guys, welcome back to my channel AG Motion Designs, and in today's video we are going to create this simple but cool looking text animation inside of After Effects without using any third-party plugin. So if you are new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So here we are in Adobe After Effects. Let's create a new composition as always. Like I'm going to name it as main animation. Width I'm going to choose 1920, height 180, frame rate 30, and duration is 10 seconds long, and background color is white. Go to choose grid and guide option and hit on title section as always. Now press Ctrl N to create another composition, and I'll call it as M-G. And width I'm going to choose 1080, height 1080, and simply hit OK. Now go to the text tool and I'm going to type my text. I'll type M over here, or hit Ctrl A. Let's type G. Now select the G, press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the Align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. Now press S for scaling option, or instead of that you can simply increase the font size at appropriate value. Let's make this 500 pixels like this. Now select this, press Ctrl Alt Home again, go to the Align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically like this. Now select this text, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it like this. Select your text tool, hit Ctrl A and let's type A, or let's say M. Okay, let's hide this M for now. Now select this G, choose your pen behind tool, and by holding Ctrl I'll move this anchor point over here and select this M. Let's hide this G, select this M. By holding Ctrl I'll move this anchor point at the bottom. Let's hide this M for now and select this G. Select this G, unlink the scaling option, create one keyframe over here, go to around 1 second and create another keyframe. Go to the start and let's make it 0 like this. You will get something like this. Now select this M. As you can see, we are over here. Press S for scaling option, unlink this, create one keyframe at the start, and let's make this 100 only. And at this point I'm going to make it 0. So if you see this animation now, we will get something like this. Okay, now I'm going to select this G and I'm going to press Ctrl Shift T to split this like this and hit U, and let's delete those keyframe. Now select this G and by holding Ctrl I'm going to move this anchor point over here. Now I'm going to create one keyframe at the scale and I'll go to around 2 seconds and let's make this 0. So as you can see, we will get something like this. Now we will select this M, go to the start, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, hit U, and we are going to delete those keyframes like this. Let's go over here. I am going to select this M. I am going to press Alt, close bracket, zoom in a little bit and let's trim this. Select this M and move this over here like this. Now initially I am going to make it 0, or select this M and by holding Ctrl I'll move this anchor point over here like this. So select this and make this 0, create one keyframe over here and go to around 2 seconds and let's make this 100. So if you see this animation now, we will get something like this. And at 2 seconds if I hit N and I'll play this animation, as you can see we are getting this kind of loop. So now select all the keyframes, hit F9, go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding select this graph by holding shift. I'll move this handle over here, but as you can see it's not performing very well. So the reason behind this is because we have unlinked this. So hit Ctrl Z and now I'm going to enable this chain. So select those keyframe again, and now I'm going to go inside this graph editor, select this graph by holding shift. I'll move this handle over here and then this handle over here. So if I play this animation, we will get something like this. Hit U. So as you can see, my M layers are over here, so I'm going to select them and I'm going to change the color to yellow like this. And now we will select our pen tool and I don't want any fill, so I'll delete this fill. And I'm going to create one stroke like this, and for the stroke color you are free to choose any color you want. I'm going to choose red color, and let's make this 10. And if you want different color or different size, you can choose. I'm going to 7 pixels. Select the shape, press Ctrl Alt Home. Now go to the contents, go to the add, and I'm going to choose trim path, or not trim path, but let's add repeater like this. Go inside the transform repeater 1 and position. I'm going to move this to 25, and let's increase this copies like this. Let's make the position 18 and increase the number of copies and hit U like this. Now I'm going to select this M, or let's select the shape layer and move this after this M. Select the shape layer, hit Ctrl D again and move this after the M2. Now select this shape layer and choose alpha matte. Select this shape layer and choose alpha matte. So now if you see this animation, we will get something like this. And if you want, you can select those shape layers. You can choose different colors like this, and you can increase the stroke sizes also. You can select both the shape layers, press R for rotation, and you can rotate it like this. I'll rotate it like this. And stroke width, I'm going to choose 5 like this. Or let's choose black color so we can change it later. Okay, hit U. Hit U, go to the 2 seconds, hit N, right click. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's move this over here. Right click in this area and trim comp to work area. Now go to the main animation. I'll move this thing over here, right over here. So if you hit play, we will get this much composition only. So now select this, right click, time, go to the enable time remapping and simply click on it. Alt click on the stopwatch and type loop out expression. And let's increase the duration. As you can see, we are getting this flicker, so go to 1 frame backwards, create another keyframe, and you can delete this keyframe like this. So we will get this continuous animation. Now select this, press S for scaling option and scale it like this, or you can simply move this over here, press V. Let's move this over here. Now I'll select this M, or you can select this one already. So simply hit Ctrl D, press P, and let's move this over here. Hit Ctrl D, press P, and move this over here. Select this, hit Ctrl D, press P, and move this over here. Select both of them and let's move them over here. Now I'm going to select this M and G. I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, hit enter, and let's call it as O/O and hit OK. Double click on it, select each and every alphabet. Let's go to the start, zoom out a little bit, go to the start. Let's select this M first, hit Ctrl T. Let's make this O. Also select this G. Let's make this O. Select this G. Let's make this O. Select this M, and let's make this O. Go to the main animation. I'm going to select this third layer, and by holding Alt, I'll replace it with that. Now I'm going to select this MG. Let's select this OO. I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate it. Select the second one, by holding Alt, I'll replace it with that like this. So if you see, we are getting this kind of stuff. Select this OO2 and hit Ctrl D, hit enter, and let's call it as D/D and hit OK. Double click to open this, and now we need to replace this O's with D. And now we will select this last MG, and by holding Alt I'll replace it with this. So as you can see, our text is almost ready now. So now all we need to do, we need to select all of them, press S and scale it somewhere around like this, press V, and let's move this over here like this. Let's adjust it over here. So this is in a continuous loop. Now let's zoom in, go to around 10 frames, select this one, let's move this over here, go to 20 frames, hit page down, select this one, move this over here, go to 1 second, select this one and move this over here. So as you can see, we are getting something like this. Let's select this, hit Ctrl A, Alt, open bracket, and go to the start, and let's move this over here and let's zoom out. So we are getting this kind of looping animation. Hit U like this. Now there is another stuff you can do. Let's close all of them, select all of them and press Ctrl Shift C to pre-compose this, and I'll call it as animation, and hit OK. Hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, press S, let's unlink this and let's call it as -100, press P for position, and let's move this over here. Let's move this over here, select this, hit Ctrl D, and let's move this over here. And I'll go to around 2 seconds and I'll hit N. Let's zoom in and let's move this over here, press S. Select this, press S. So this is our main one, this is like this. Let's try to make this 100 and let's see what we can get. We'll get something like this. So I think -100 should be good. This looks awesome. So now I'm going to select both of them, which are this one. I'm going to press Ctrl Shift C and I'll call it as reflections and hit OK. Then I'm going to select this rectangle and I'm going to, and after that I'm going to select this mask 1 and I'm going to increase the mask feathers like this, then press T for opacity and let's make it 20. So now if I see this animation, I'll get something like this, and then press Ctrl Y to create one background, and let's move this over here, hit U. Now right click, new, and I'm going to create one adjustment layer, press S for scaling option and unlink this, and let's decrease this one. Select this adjustment layer, go to the effect and presets and search for tint effect and double click to apply, and if you swap these colors, as you can see, we are getting this kind of stuff. You can increase this or decrease this the way you want. You can adjust it like this, press R for rotation, and you can rotate it like this also. Press S, and with the help of this selection tool you can scale it like this. And now if you see, we will get this kind of animations which is in the form of loop. So this is how you can create some kind of cool text animation inside of After Effects. So that's it for the today's video. We will see you in my next video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. Until then, stay tuned.